Dear viewers and students, a very fine good morning to you all. I am MD Mahabub Alam, Instructor English, Khulna Polytechnic Institute. How are you? Hope you are fine and well. My dear students, look at my slide. There is a black and white welcome for you. No design, no color, no flower. Why? You can ask me why. It's because simplicity is more powerful than decoration, I believe. That's why my slides are very simple. It reminds me the famous poem of Shakespeare. Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me, and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throats. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather. Who doth ambition shun, and loves to live in the sun, seeking the foods he eats, and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather. Like Shakespeare, I do believe in simple life. That's why everything is simple and black and white today. My dear students, in my previous class, I discussed on the definition and structures of different kinds of sentences. Today, I'll discuss on changing of sentences. That is, assertive to exclamatory, exclamatory to assertive, assertive to interrogative, and interrogative to assertive. So, no delay. Let's start. My dear students, prior to beginning changing of sentences, I want to focus on assertive sentence. I have also discussed it in my previous class in Bangla. Yet, I'm repeating it for your better understanding. What is assertive sentence? Assertive sentence is a sentence that describes something. That is, assertive sentence gives us a description. So, a sentence that gives us a description is called assertive sentence. Look at the example. He goes to school, and then I eat rice. He goes to school, it's a description. I eat rice, it also a description. So these two sentences are assertive sentence. Structure. Look at the structure. Structure of assertive sentence. Very simple. First subject plus verb plus object or complement. It's a good serial. Subject, verb. Subject, verb. At first, we use subject, then verb, then object. So it is the structure of assertive sentence. Another example. He bought a car. Look at the example. He subject, bought verb, a car object. He bought a car. It's a description. In the same way, the earth moves round the sun. The earth moves round the sun. The earth subject moves verb around the sun complement. So these two sentences give us description. So these sentences are assertive sentence. My dear students, I think you have understood what I have said. So go for the next slide. Interrogative sentence. What is interrogative sentence? Interrogative sentence is a sentence that asks a question. That is, a sentence that asks a question is called interrogative sentence. For example, have you done the job? Have you done the job? Have you done the job? It's an interrogative sentence. And the second example is, what did he want? What did he want? Then the structure of interrogative sentence is a little bit different from the assertive sentence. At first we use helping verb SB. You know what is SB, helping verb. Then subject plus main verb plus object or complement and eventually note of interrogation. So when we want to make interrogative sentence, at first we have to put the helping verb just before the subject. Okay? There is another structure. Look at the second structure. WH words plus helping verb plus subject plus main verb plus object or complement and eventually note of interrogation. You have to follow any one of these two structures when you want to make interrogative sentences. Okay, look at the example. The first example is, have you eaten rice? Have you eaten rice? Look at the structure. At first, helping verb, have helping verb, then subject, subject you, then main verb, eaten, then object, rice, and note of interrogation. Have you eaten rice? Interrogative sentence. And the next example is, what do you want? What? That is WH words. WH words may be what, how, when, where, etc. So, what do you want? At first, WH words, then do. Do is helping verb, then subject you, and then main verb want, and eventually note of interrogation. Okay, I think you have understood what is interrogative sentence. Go for the next slide. Exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence is a sentence that expresses emotion or surprise or pleasure or sorrow. So, a sentence that expresses emotion or pleasure or sorrow or surprise is called exclamatory sentence. For example, how beautiful the bird is. How beautiful the bird is. How beautiful the bird is. What a nice bird it is. What a nice bird it is. These two are very nice and good example of exclamatory sentence. The structure of exclamatory sentence is, at first how plus adjective plus subject plus verb, at last or eventually note of exclamation. There is another structure. At first what, then a, then adjective plus noun, and then subject or it, and then verb is. Eventually note of exclamation. For example, how beautiful the bird is. How beautiful the bird is. Look at the structure. How, then adjective, beautiful, adjective, then subject, the bird, and then verb is. How beautiful the bird is. What a nice sentence. Then what a nice flower it is. Just look at the structure. What, a. Then adjective nice and noun flower. What a nice flower. Then it is. There is subject and verb. And eventually note of exclamation. Okay. I think you have understood exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence is nothing but one that expresses emotion or surprise. Okay. Now we'll do assertive to interrogative. if we want to transform assertive into interrogative, we have to follow the structure below. There are two structures. Just look at the structures. If you want to make interrogative from assertive, you have to follow any of these two structures. Okay. First, helping verb. First helping verb, then subject, then main verb, plus object or complement, whatever you like. There may be object, there may be complement, and eventually note of interrogation. And the second structure is what plus helping verb plus subject plus main verb plus something, maybe object, maybe complement, and eventually note of interrogation. Okay. Now look at the example. This is an assertive sentence. He goes to school. He goes to school. It gives us a description. So it is assertive sentence. We have to make it interrogative. Okay. First, we should use helping verb. So he goes to school. The sentence is present indefinite tense. We know if a sentence is present indefinite tense, the helping verb is do or does. Okay. When a sentence is present indefinite tense, then we have to use the helping verb do or does. Here we have used does. Does why? Because the subject of this sentence is third person singular number. That's why we have used does. So helping verb does, then subject he. Subject he. Then the main verb go. Does he go? Then to school and note of interrogation. Then we have used go. Why? Because as we have used does, that's why we have cut off s or es from the main verb. So here we have cut off es, and that is why we have just put go. So does he go to school? Does he go to school? Interrogative is done. Next, I am reading a poem. I am reading a poem. Interrogative. Okay. There is am. Am is helping verb. So first we must use or put this helping verb am. Then subject. Then subject I. Am. Then subject I. And then main verb reading. Am I reading a poem? And note of interrogation. I am reading a poem. Am I reading a poem? Interrogative is done. So assertive to interrogative is very easy. I think you have understood what I have said. Interrogative to assertive, just vice versa. If we want to transform interrogative into assertive, we have to follow the structure below. That is, if we want to make assertive, we have to follow the structure. That is, subject, verb, object or complement, because we know the structure of assertive sentence. That is, the structure of assertive sentence is very easy. Okay. So look at the example. Interrogative. Have you done the work? Have you done the work? It's an interrogative sentence. Assertive. At first we have to use subject. Where is the subject? You is subject. So you. Then verb. Have done. You have done. Have done verb. And then object, the work object. So you have done the work and eventually full stop. You have done the work, assertive is done. So assertive is very easy. Serially, subject, then verb, then object. It's a good serial. Okay. Then another interrogative. Am I reading a novel? Just it's very easy to make assertive. First subject I, then am. Then main verb reading. I am reading a novel. Assertive is done. Another example. Did you buy a laptop? Did you buy a laptop? That is, first you subject, then verb, bought. As there is did, it means it is past indefinite tense. Did is used in past indefinite tense. And when we make it assertive, we just cut off or erase this did, and instead of did, we must make the present form of the verb past. Okay, so first subject, then the past form of the verb buy is bought. You bought, and then object a laptop. You bought a laptop. Assertive is done. Okay, did you buy a laptop? You bought a laptop. Am I reading a novel? I am reading a novel. Have you done the work? You have done the work. Assertive is done. Okay. Now, assertive to exclamatory. My dear students, if you or if we want to transform assertive into exclamatory, we have to follow the structure below. There are two structures if we want to make exclamatory. How plus adjective plus subject plus verb. And another structure is what plus a plus adjective, noun, and then subject and verb. Look at the example. Assertive. Corona is very dangerous. Corona is very dangerous. Make it exclamatory. So, which structure should we follow? Always mind it. When there is a very in an assertive sentence, if there is a very in an assertive sentence, then follow the structure number 1. That is, start with how. Okay, as there is very, look at the word very, underline word very. So if we want to make this sentence exclamatory, we must start with how. That's why we have started how. Then adjective. Where is the adjective in the sentence? Dangerous. How dangerous? Then subject. Subject is corona. Corona is the most discussed one in our country or in all over the world. Corona. How dangerous corona? Then verb. Verb is. How dangerous corona is. Note of exclamation. So this is exclamatory. Exclamatory is done. Corona is very dangerous. How dangerous corona is. Then another assertive sentence. It is a very nice poem. It's a very nice poem. How can we change it into exclamatory? Look at the sentence. There is a very. If there is a very in the assertive sentence, we must follow the structure number 2. That is, we have to start with what a. Okay, so at first what plus a, what a. Then adjective, noun. Adjective nice, noun poem. What a nice poem. Then subject, verb. Subject is it, and then verb is. What a nice poem it is. Exclamatory is done. So it is a very nice poem. What a nice poem it is. I think you have understood what I am saying. Clear, my dear students? Now exclamatory to assertive, just vice versa, just make it opposite. Okay, if we want to transform exclamatory into assertive, we have to follow the structure below. First subject, then verb, then very, then adjective. Subject, verb, very, adjective. And another structure is it is a very, noun, phrase. Okay, subject, verb, a very, noun, phrase. Okay, exclamatory sentence. Just look at the example. How difficult the poem is. How difficult the poem is. Assertive. The poem is very difficult. Okay, that is subject, the poem, then verb is, then very, and then adjective, difficult. The poem is very difficult. And another example is, what a fine story it is. Assertive. It is a very fine story. What a fine story it is. It is, then it is a, then very, it is a very fine story. I think you have got it. Now, my dear students, I have given an exercise for you. You just write down these exercises on your papers and try to do it as your home task. Now, I'm reading it out. First, he is a clever boy. Make it exclamatory. Then, do you play cricket? Make it assertive. Then, how big the heart is? How big his heart is? Make it assertive. He can do this job. Make it interrogative. John sold his laptop. Make it interrogative. Isn't he an expert? Make it assertive. You have to do it at home as home tasks. At first, you write it on your papers and do it. Then, just see or watch my answer sheet. I have given the answer in the next slide. This is the answer. Then just check the answers whether you are right or wrong. But I am sure you will be right and correct 100%. I am sure, because you have understood the changing. So there are as many as 6 answers, and I hope, I have the confidence that my students are very attentive listeners. So they listen to the class with rapt attention and they understand everything. So it's possible for them to do any exercise successfully. My dear students, before thanking you, I want to say, Corona again. Corona is increasing day by day. We don't know when it will stop. So pray to the Almighty. You who are Muslims, pray to Allah Shanu Ta'ala. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-baras wal junun wal jujam amin sayyil askam. You who are non-Muslims, who are Hindus or Christians or Buddhists, pray to the Almighty according to the rituals of your respective religion, so that Almighty can save us. May Allah save us all. That's all for today. Coming back in the next week on scheduled date and scheduled time. Till then, stay home and be safe. Goodbye.